Sona here. Today I'm doing another Sarahah because I actually got quite a few questions again. A lot of different ones too, so I'm gonna dive straight into that and get going. So the very first question that I got was, if you were a guy, what do you think would be different about you personality-wise, and what would be the same? 100% honest, I don't really see much of a change. The only reason I don't see much of a change is because I grew up with two brothers. Well, I guess if it was switched, I'd grow up with two sisters, so I'd probably actually be maybe a little more feminine as a guy. But I grew up with two brothers, so in middle school, I was actually really masculine, or I was more of a tomboy. I was a lot more into, like, I still am into Dragon Ball Z, into all the guy stuff and the shonen and all that stuff. It's only now that I started to go, I kind of want to try to look cute more often. But I still sit legs wide open and very, like, unladylike in most situations. So as a guy, I only really see the difference being, like, obvious. And my personality might be a little more tough. Maybe I think I'd still probably be a protector type. I don't really see myself changing too much as a guy with the way that I was raised. So I really don't think there's much to differ, because there's not really much of a difference between me and my brother. So I don't see there being too much of a difference as a guy. I do, however, have a male version of myself that I drew a while back. His name was Keith. So it does exist. The next comment is, I love you. I'm starting to narrow down who this is. So I love you too, but just tell me. Message me. Next, do you do shoots that aren't cosplay? The question is, do you mean me, or, like, personally, do I do any shoots that aren't cosplay, or do I do shoots for other people that aren't cosplay? The answer to both is one. For me, not really, because I don't really think, like, I don't really think I'm a model, so I don't really think much of doing shoots of myself in anything but cosplay. Cosplay is my main thing. It's what I love doing. I'd love to do Lolita shoots or something, but I don't really have anything that's, like, brand name. It's mostly skirts and things that I've made for myself. So, not really. I don't really do any shots. Not to say that I wouldn't want to. I guess I don't see myself as a model at all. So for me, it's like, why would I take pictures of something I didn't sew and create for a competition, or something I didn't do as a big group as for my friends? So, as for doing shoots for other people outside of cosplay, yes, I do. I've actually helped with 3 weddings already. So, yeah, if it's a question of would I take pictures of someone outside of cosplay if they just want regular pictures, by all means, yeah, I love just doing photography in general, so I do pictures of people not in cosplay too. What's your stance on female body hair? Legs, face, bikini area, pits? Okay, me, I like shaving. I don't really like hair, excess hair everywhere, but I feel like it's a part of almost being, like, OCD and cleansy and that type of person, that I feel like I need to be shaven and well kept. However, you do you. If you don't feel like shaving, by all means, you don't shave. If you feel like you just want to, let yourself loose and be whatever and just, feel free, like the No Shave November or whatever it is, I can't do that. I actually, like, when I get hair, because I get hair on my face often, and I hate it so much, but when I get the hair on my face, it actually ends up hurting after a while, and my goal is to one day save up for laser hair removal to just get rid of it, but that's a long goal away, because I cannot afford that right now. But, I personally don't care for hair on me. But when it comes down to other people, you do you. I'm not going to judge. If you don't feel like shaving, by all means, don't shave. I don't like shaving, but I feel like I need to, and I want to keep myself well kept. But that's just me. Outside of that, like I said, you do you. You don't want to shave? Don't shave. Another idea for your future vlogging that would be perfect for you would be to do, like, a cosplay bound. Anime clothing coordinates. I think that would be cool. I said that backwards, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, that sounds fun. I could try. I don't see myself as a very well-kept person in fashion. I'm kind of like, oh, that looks cute, I'll wear that. So I could always try to put together a coordinate, like, picking a character and that's the picking a character and finding outfits that would work if you were kind of closet cosplaying or just trying to do an homage, right? Because I've only done that once or twice, so it sounds like fun. I know they have a lot of Disney-bound stuff, but I haven't seen a lot of anime-bound stuff. I know there's, well, Marvel is Disney, but Marvel-bound, Disney-bound. Maybe I'll think about it, because I've never really thought about something like that. Just watch one of your vlogs. Was fun to watch. I have a question off of that recent video, though. What is the weirdest, fetishy, most awkward commission you've ever done? Huh. See, that's a really hard question, because I've actually done some things I don't like talking about. So, let's see. Weirdest, okay, so a lot of the commissions that I get are inflation. And for anybody who knows what don't Google it. People who know what inflation is when people like to see characters blown up larger than what their actual body size is. That of like a balloon, and it's really sexualized and everything. So I've done inflation commissions, and that's probably some of the worst ones I've gotten, because I've gotten like foot fetishy stuff, but it was always really cute. It was just like, oh, tickle, or these two people are cuddling or whatever. But the inflation ones have gotten really like it's not anything I could probably show, but I have gotten interesting commissions through that, and inflation is probably the worst I could say. I love you. Can you guess who I am? I'm pretty sure I know who you are. You've been writing I love you on this thing almost every day I've posted it, and you've been the only one to like my status, so I'm pretty sure I know who you are. I'll see how well I can read this without messing up. We drove to church together, her glittery smile and her perfect curled hair. She radiates excitement, and I squirmed slightly, nervous to be wearing such a nice suit. Of course she picked the tie, and did I even have a choice? But who cares? She's never been happier. She's my best friend, and I love her. Who wouldn't? The way she bounces and dances when a song she likes comes on the radio. The way she squeals when she sees a cow. She's perfect. I can't wait until the moment she says, I do. I just wish it was to me. That was a very well written out poem, and I don't know what to say to that, because it was really sweet sounding. It was really nice, but as put at the bottom, I'm married to Ian, and whoever wrote that to me, I appreciate it. That's really sweet, and it's really nice. But yeah, I'm married to Ian. Very next one. If you were an anime boy, who would you be? That's a horrible question for me, because there's a lot of people who I consider my spirit animals. The first one's probably Ray from Free, because glasses, organization, all that stuff, it's kind of how I am. The second one's actually probably Levi, because of his OCD tendencies, because a lot of the times when he's just sitting and staring off, he looks like the meanest person ever. But I don't actually see Levi as a mean person, so that's just me, though. I know a lot of people are like, Levi's a jerk and he shouldn't have never done what he's done, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I don't think Levi's all that much of a jerk. There's been a few other characters that I had planned on cosplaying. That another one, in my opinion, is Leonardo Watch, because he's a photographer and he seems to get himself into trouble a lot without actually purposely trying to get himself into trouble, and he's got like special powers, but he's like, I don't know what to do with these things. Why are these things happening? And a lot of the times when I'm going through stuff, I feel that way when things just happen. But I don't think I could ever choose one specific anime boy that I'm like, because I don't know. I mean, if anybody watching this has a suggestion on what they think I am personally like, by all means tell me or post it or whatever, because I don't know. Like, I legitimately have no idea exactly who I match the most. I know things that my friends have told me that I'm like, but I don't know. I still don't know exactly, you know? But, sorry, I hope I answered that. I know that wasn't really much of an answer. I mentioned some people, but that's probably about all I can think of right now. Next question. Who have you loved before Ian? What were they like? Whew. Okay, so I've had two other boyfriends. I had two other guys in middle school. Outside of the two boyfriends I just mentioned, there were two guys in middle school who liked me, and there was one guy who said he'd go out with me, but it was one of those kiddish kind of, for a day we were dating, and I was like, oh yeah, I like him and whatever, and then he didn't want to hang out with me, he wanted to go hang out with somebody else, and my friend threatened him into hanging out with me, and it was this whole stupid thing. So I don't really count that. There was another guy that I went on one date with in middle school with my parents and everything, and I don't really count that either because it was kind of one of those weird, we're all hanging out with friends and he says he likes me and he gave me a gift. But he was nice. But the two legitimate boyfriends I've had, one of which, who I don't know who will be watching this video or not, but he knows who he is, and I'm really good friends with him. We grew up and high school together, and I mean, I don't know if he cares being mentioned. This is my life, my blog or whatever, so I won't name names, I guess, but everyone pretty much knows who he is because I've mentioned it to people, and we grew up together and in high school, and it was kind of a situation where when he asked me out, I'm the type of person where I don't see a problem with going out with someone if they've never shown that they're a horrible person. So when he asked me out, I was like, yeah, sure, I don't see a problem with it. I will say this, even if you're watching, I'm going to be blunt about it. He was very immature. In high school, he was the most immature person I've ever met. And it was almost like everything I said was a trigger to upset him, or you if you're watching. And it was kind of difficult for me because I felt like I had to watch my words all the time, and I was walking on eggshells. And mind you, this was like my first relationship, so it was kind of one of those, I didn't really fall in love with this person. And then after a while, I started to, because I was like, well, I've been around them enough, obviously I'm going to fall in love with you. And it hurt me because I was the one who broke up with him, because after a while it really did feel like I was a mom and I was being 100% like taking care of people, and I wasn't being taken care of. So it was one of those terms of I can't do it anymore, you know, so I had to break it off. And of this moment, like, he's matured a lot more, and we work together through other things in the anime community, and I have no beef, no problem or anything with this person, but in high school it just wasn't something that was going to work out. Second boyfriend, that was, it was one of those, we dated for a week. He had problems with my religion or being Christian, and he was hell-bent on disliking it, and we didn't actually get along until we broke up, because we were dating, and then after he was very, very adamant about the fact that he did not like Christians, I was like, well, then I can't date you because that's what I am. Mind you, I'm not like Bible thumping, going to church every single day, making sure that Jesus, praise God and everything and hallelujah all the time, but it is a part of who I am. Both of my parents are pastors. So if he can't accept the fact that Christianity is a thing in my life, I was like, well, I can't date you because with my parents, or my mom at the time was studying to be a pastor, I can't bring you home to mom and you're just like, I hate your mother. My mom's the sweetest person in the world, because even though most people probably would be like, oh, your mom's a pastor, but if you've ever met her, she is the most wonderful woman that you could ever meet. You know, she is sweet, she's kind and caring, and all she does is care about everyone. So it would be disappointing for me to bring home someone that another tidbit is I date for potential marriage. I don't date for just date's sake. When I was in high school or even growing up, I was thinking, if I take this boy home and my parents are like, why is he so aggressive about you being Christian? And I'm like, I don't know. It honestly would inevitably either I'd have to change him, and I don't feel like that's my job. You'd have to change your own heart. Or I'd have to deal with the fact that if we get married or grow up or anything, our children are not going to be Christian, they're not going to go to church, or they're not going to do anything that was on my side of the family, and he was Mormon, so it was going to be a really big fight. So I just broke it off because I figured it's not going to work. After we broke up, we actually got along a lot better, we ended up hanging out a lot more and chilling out a lot more and everything, but it was still like, he still kind of pushed because he still liked me, and yeah, I fell for him every once in a while and I would kiss him or whatever, but then it got so complicated where he wasn't telling the truth to me all the time and things were just not working out. So we know each other, and I don't know if you're watching these videos or not because you haven't talked to me in forever, but it's one of the situations where it just fizzled off and there was nothing that was going to happen because, fun fact, after I got married to Ian, any person that potentially even said that they liked me completely ignored me and dumped me off the face of the earth. It's kind of funny, except for the first boyfriend who has no choice but to work with me because we work in the same convention. But nonetheless, it was like there was no congratulations, you found the person that you love. It was kind of the petty, oh, I guess I can't talk to you anymore because I like you and you're married now. And I'm like, yes, I'm married now, so if you can't be mature about it, then leave. Sorry. I had one other guy that was a potential maybe be boyfriend kind of person, but he lived in California, and I don't do long distance relationships. I know it's a bad thing for some people, you know, some people are all good, but my heart personally can't handle being too far away from someone that I love for too long. I have a hard enough time when I have to go away from Ian for like a few days, and I'm like, okay, well, I won't be seeing Ian for the next few days. Where am I going to get my neck kisses? Where am I going to be doing this, that, and the other? So it's honestly really hard for me, and it's stupid because I know it feels like it's immature. It feels like it's stupid that I can't stay away from Ian for longer than like 5 minutes before I'm losing my mind. But I mean, one, I'm in the newlywed state, and two, I feel love intensely. So I can't fall in love with someone far away and hope to God that maybe they won't cheat on me, or hope to God that our relationship will be stable. I've heard too many horror stories and I can't do it. So with this person, they were very adamant. They were very, very forceful and adamant about trying to be in a relationship with me, and I was just like, no. And then after I got married, they completely just... like, they were also a client of mine when it comes down to my artwork and stuff, and they were just so vicious about the fact that I was married and basically telling me how bad of a person I was and everything like that. So it's to go back to the actual question, I've had 2 boyfriends outside of Ian. I have had maybe 3 or 4 potential people who said they liked me outside of those 2 boyfriends. But I don't want to say I'm stingy, but I am particular about who I fall in love with because my heart can only handle so much, and I'm just happy that Ian's the one who decided to pick me back up and mend it, because honestly, before Ian asked me out, I was on the brink of falling apart, so it was a good thing that he is the one who actually came along when he did, even though he waited 7 years to do so. Anyway, if anybody's curious, it's a whole nother story I'd have to do in a whole nother video of all of that, and it's just a lot. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to put these 2 together because one says, I love you, senpai. And the next one says, oops, I put senpai so you know who it is. So here's the thing. I know that the person who's been putting I love you through all of this is probably Pocky. And yes, I'm calling you out because she's one of my friends. She's a co-hi of mine because she's younger than I am. And she's been cosplaying with us a little bit. And she's really sweet and she's adorable. She also has one of these Sarahah things. And I'm pretty sure it's you who have been posting I love you every other time, because you do that, and you're the only one who's liked my statuses every single time I've posted doing a Sarahah. So thank you. I love you too. You know I love you too. And hopefully we can see you soon because you live too far away and that makes me sad. But the very last one, and it says, tell your mom I said happy birthday. My mom's birthday is September 4th, so I spent all day with her and hanging out with her and having fun with her, and it was really, really fun. And even Subaru and Anthony came over, and Ian, and we were all just playing Phase 10, which was a horrible game of death, and it was really, really fun, and I love my mom so much. But I did tell her happy birthday when I first received this message. I don't know why you couldn't message me or message her happy birthday without being anonymous, but it's all good. But that's the last message, and I'll probably hopefully do more of these if I get any more messages that come to me. But thank you so much for watching, and I'm happy that this series is something that people are actually interested in, and that I'm an interesting vlogger, because honestly I don't think I'm very interesting. I think I'm just weird. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I can make another one of these soon, and I hope I answered a vast amount of the questions. If you like the video, subscribe to me if you want to see more. Please send your comments, questions, concerns into the Sarahah if you want to know anything else about me. For example, the 7-year gap of Ian not asking me out. That's a big question that some people don't know about. So, by all means, I'll tell that story in another video. But thank you so much for watching, and that's it. So, bye!